Right, so now let's move on to the next law that we are reviewing, okay? It's the negative exponent. So how many of you remember what to do when the exponent is negative? Evan, do you remember?
Uh, Not really.
Okay, Harry, how about you? Like 2 to the negative 3, what do we do? Harry?
You put 1 over 2 to the power of 3.
Okay, very good. Okay, so it turns into a fraction. Okay, so let's understand why this rule is there, right? Why we need to make it into a fraction if there's a negative exponent. So let's start with something that we already know, right? So look at the left side, right? We have 2 to the 3. It means 2 times 2 times 2, right? So that will give us an 8, okay? And as we make the exponent go down, that means we are losing a 2 at a time, right? So instead of 3 2's, we would have 2 2's multiply. So that will give us a 4, right? So to make the numbers of 2 go down, that means we are dividing by it, right? Each time we move down, you divide it by a 2. Make sense, right? Because opposite of multiplying is dividing. That's how you make the multiply go away, right? So next one, we go down, right? 2 times 2 now becomes just 2, only 1. So the answer is 2, right? So you can see it's still divide by 2 to go down the stair. Now if we divide by 2 again, right? Divide by 2 again, then that means we should get the answer for the next one. So as you can see, 2 divided by 2 is a 1, right? So that's why 2 to the 0 will be 1, because you can see the exponent goes from 3 to 1, 0. Okay, so that's why at the beginning, right, 0 exponent, right, it has to be 1. And remember I told you that there's a restriction. The base cannot be 0. So let's see what happens if the base is 0, right? 0 to the 3, right, will be 0, because 0 times 0 times 0, right? 0 to the 2 will be 0 times 0. 0 to the 1 will be 0. Now, if we want to figure out the next one, does that mean we need to divide by 0 then? Right? If I want to go down. So it cannot divide by 0 because dividing by 0 is undefined. The denominator can never be 0, right? You can't divide by 0. So if you want to go down one more, this one we can figure it out, okay? So you'll just say undefined, okay? Otherwise, right, after that, right, if you look at the base of 2, okay, let's continue with the base of 2 now. If I want to go down one more, right, 0 becomes negative 1. That means you need to divide by 2 again. Then that will make it 1 over 2. Okay, so that means you get this one, 1 over 2. If you divide by 2 again, then that will be 1 over 4, which means you get 1 over 2 times 2. So you get 2 extra 2, okay? 2 2's in the denominator. If you write it in exponents, right? So if you have 2 to the negative 3, that means you get 1 over 2, 2, 2, which is the same as 1 over 8. Right? So in the future, right, when you see a negative exponent, that just means the other side has 3 2's, okay? It goes to the other side. So you look at the pattern, okay? That's how we figure out. Any questions? Okay, so that's where the rule come from. So -3, right? There's a negative exponent. That means the other side will have 3 2's, right? So you just leave your answer like that. If they say, leave it in positive exponent. If they say evaluate, then you need to do one more step, okay? Depending on the instruction. Okay, let me change that. Okay, so you would have, wait a second, okay. It's not going up. Okay, right, so 1/8, right? If the question says, please evaluate, then you leave it like that. If the question says leave it in positive exponent, okay, so exponent, the answer will be that, okay? So depending on what they want, you leave the answer differently. Okay, now for question B, okay? Compare A and B. For question A, the negative exponent makes it go to denominator, okay? For question B, because it's already in denominator, so it will actually go up to the numerator, okay? So I will write it in slowly, okay? 3 over means 3 divide, right? Divided by 2 to -3. And from question A, we know 2 to -3 is the same as 1/2 to the 3. Right? So when you divide by a fraction, you need to flip. So it becomes 3 times 2 to the 3. So it is like taking the denominator and make it fly up and join the numerator. Okay, so of course, you don't need to do all those steps. You just go straight to the one in the red box, okay? If you know that the exponent is negative and it's at the denominator, you can just make it flip up, okay, right away. So now that we agree that if it's on the top, it can go to bottom. If it's at the bottom, it can go up. So what do you think we can do for C? They are on different sides. Okay, Marcus, what do you think we can do now for question C?
I don't know.
They both get negative exponent. Whoa, you have a dog. Okay. So does he have an answer, your dog? Maybe he wants to say something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Look at A. Look at A. Do you understand A?
Oh yeah.
Right? For question A, it makes it go to denominator, right? What about question B? It goes to the numerator, right?
Yeah.
Now for question C, it's a combination of A and B.
I don't know. So like 3. I don't know, like 1 over, I don't know, 2 to the power 3. Something like that. I don't know.
Okay, look at the screen now, okay? So you look at the top, right? Pretend you don't see the denominator now, okay? So if this one, you don't see the denominator, what do you think we can do to the top?
Put it over 1
So where do we put the number now?
on the bottom, and
What do I put on the bottom?
3 to the power -2. Or 3 times 3.
or 3 to the 2.
3 to the, okay.
Okay, once it goes to the other side, you don't need a negative anymore. Okay?
All right.
Okay, now let's say we ignore the top now, okay? Because we are done with the top, okay? We take away the top. Now you have 2 to the negative 3 at the bottom. What can we do with it?
The same thing. I don't know.
Where would it go?
Uh, when we move to the top,
Yeah, then what do I write on the top?
2 to the power 3.
Yeah, so they just, what happened? What happened to the two things?
We just like flipped it.
Yeah, they just switch place, right? They both get a negative exponent, so they get to swap place. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3, right? Look at the color, right? So the red one goes to the bottom, the green one goes to the top, and then the negative just disappear. Okay, so the negative exponent just help it to move to the other side, right? And then, so if the question wants you to leave it in positive exponent, then that's it. Otherwise, you will evaluate, okay? 2 to the 3 will be 8, 3 squared will be 9, okay? If they want you to evaluate. Right, what about question D? Anyone wants to try? Okay, Chris, how do we do D?
You distribute that
Yeah, very good. Distribute, right? So what do I write?
2 to the power of negative
2 to the negative 3, and then? Sorry, I can't hear you.
over 3 to the negative 3.
Yep, 3 to negative 3. Okay, so Marcus, can you try this again? What do we do now?
You put 3 to the power 3 on top and 2 to the power 3 on the bottom.
Yeah, very good. Okay, now you got it. Okay, so if they both have negative, you just swap it to the other side, right? And if they want you to evaluate, you find each answer. So what will be the answer now, Evan?
It'll be 27 over 8.
Yeah. Okay, so if they say evaluate, you leave it like that, okay? 8 over 9 for question C. So these 4 questions, A, B, C, D, okay, they are like a standard kind of questions. Okay, when you get a negative exponent question, it's either fall into one of these 4, okay? Anyone has question about negative exponent now? If not, okay, we are going to do the bottom 6 questions. Okay, so these ones, you want to rewrite it, okay, and your final answer, you don't need to evaluate, okay, just leave it in positive exponent, okay, same instruction as the top, leave your answer in positive exponent. Right, so finish these 6 and then raise your hand. We'll check the answers. Okay, should be done by now. There's nothing to evaluate. Okay, you just flip things over. Leave your answer in positive exponents, okay? If you are not done yet, that means you are having trouble, okay? You can check the notes that we had, okay? Every single question relates to one of the 4 questions we did. You don't need to evaluate, okay? Just rewrite it so the exponent become positive. Okay, Brandon and Jawan, which one are you having trouble? Okay, let's check some answers now, okay? I'll get your answer first. Waylon, what's your answer for J?
I got 1 over 25.
We don't need to evaluate.
Oh, okay.
So 1 over,
5 squared.
yeah, okay? If they say leave it in positive exponent, you got to follow instruction, okay? Otherwise, they say evaluate, then you do 1 over 25.
I accidentally evaluated like just the first one, so
Oh, okay, that's okay. All right, next one, let's have Ivy. What's your answer for K?
I got 1 over 3 cubed.
Yeah, 3 cubed, okay. And can I have Jenny, your answer for L?
I got 1 over 3 to the power of 4.
3 to the power 4, okay. And can I have M, Marcus?
I got 1 over 5 to the power 2.
Okay. And Selena, N?
-3 bracket 1.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Brandon, how about O?
I think is it is it 3? Wait. This one I'm not quite sure.
This one, maybe you can look at the example. Can you tell me which one it looks like? Similar to A, B, C, D. Which one does it look
D.
like? D, right? Looks like D. So you follow the same steps as D. And then you try again. Okay, let me know.
Is it 3? Is it 3 to the power of 4 over 2 to the power of 4?
Did you follow the example?
Yes.
Can you tell me your first step?
Remove the exponent. Wait.
You look at the example, right? What was the first thing that we did? Did you write down the example on your notes?
Yes.
Okay, what was the first thing we did?
Oh, we multiplied the -3 into 2 over 3, and then we flipped it.
Yeah, you got to follow that, right? Did you do that step by step?
I might have missed one of them.
One step at a time, okay? Let you try again. I'll come back to you, okay? I'll check question J first. So J, pretty straightforward, right? -2, so it will go to the other side. So answer like that, okay? You don't need to evaluate. Same with K. J and K, the same thing. Okay, go to the other side. For question L, because you don't need to evaluate, right? So you just keep the whatever in the base, keep it there. It go to the other side, and then the exponent become positive, okay? You don't need to share the 4 into the negative to make it positive, okay? That's if you want to start to evaluate, then you will make the thing simpler, right? You will evaluate the -1, make it positive, right? But this one, you just leave it in positive exponent, then mission accomplished, okay? So you still keep the bracket, okay? Have a negative there. Next one, couple steps here, right? You have 5 to -2 first, multiply exponents, and then flip it over to other side, okay? That's good. This one is correct as well. You just go up. The 1, you can make it invisible, okay? You don't need to put the 1 there. It's fine. All right, Marcus, have you figured it out?
Not yet.
For Braden, did you find all?
Yes.
Okay.
2 to the power of 4 and 3 to the power of over 3 to the power of 4.
Okay. And Marcus, can you tell us what's the first step?
Oh yeah, you plug it in, so it's 3 to -4 and 2 to -4, and then you just flip it.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so remember, it's always one of the 4 examples, right? If you are having trouble, you just look back, okay, and follow step by step. So that's why you should all have a good notes, okay? Make sure you copy the notes. Anyone have questions about negative exponents? All right, so the rest of the time, we're going to work on the next page, okay? It's applying all the rules that we learned so far. And I'm going through 5 questions on the left side, and then you guys can figure out do the right side, okay? So these 5, I'll go over together, okay? So you will know what I expect you to do, okay? What kind of answer you want to leave it in. So instruction is the same. You want to simplify, leave your answer, leave your expression with positive exponent. So if it has a negative exponent, you need to flip it, okay? And if there's a coefficient in front of variable, you also need to evaluate the coefficient, all right? So let's start with question A. Coefficient multiply, right? And then exponent, you need to add them up, right? Because they're multiplying. So Angela, what's your answer for A?
Uh, 4m to the power 6 over 3m squared.
Oh, we are multiplying. We are multiplying. Just start multiplying. Use the exponent rules.
Oh, isn't 3m squared like negative? So you have to put so to make it positive, you have to make it a denominator.
I see you are going that way. So you say I put. Can you tell me again what you want to write?
But isn't the -2? It's like it's the exponent is negative. So then to make it positive, you have to like make it a denominator.
Yeah, that works. Okay, yeah, go on. And then, so how do you write it out? Can you tell me?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you are on the right track. Yeah, you are correct. With the negative exponent, it will go to the other side, right? So how do you write it?
Is it like 3 over m squared?
Okay, 3 over
Is
m
it-
squared. Okay, let me write it down. 3 over m squared, and then
Times 4m6?
okay, and then can we
Six.
do anything more?
You can put the 4. You can multiply 3 by 4 and 6.
Yeah. So what do I write now?
12m to the power 6 over m squared.
Okay. Anything else we can do?
And then subtract m squared from m to the power 6. So
Yeah.
12m to the power 4.
Yes. Okay. So that's if you apply the negative exponent right away, right? So it's not wrong. Okay. But I want to share how I would do it, right? Because you are multiplying. And then you also notice that, oh, we have an m. We also have an m. So there's the same base, right? So instead of using the negative exponent right away, I think about the multiplying same base first instead, okay? So let's see what happens. And then the coefficient, they multiply together. 3 and 4, they multiply right away. So that makes it 12. And then because you're multiplying the two m's together, the exponent will add it up. So Angela, what's negative 2 plus 6?
Positive 4.
Yeah, so you can see that it goes to the answer directly. Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't always need to, right? You can apply the negative exponent at the end. If your final answer is still having a negative, then you do the switching, okay? You don't need to do the switching at the beginning, okay? Unless your final answer, you still have a negative exponent anywhere. Then you flip it, make it positive, okay? That will save you a lot of time, right? So same thing with question D, okay? Let's try this again, right? We have negative exponent there for both of them, right? So don't do the switching yet. Use the exponent rule number 2, right? Because we have dividing, right? If you want, you can rewrite it. Divide is like over, right? All right, so please simplify this. When you finish this one, please raise your hand. Okay, you guys finished yet? Raise your hand if you're done question D. Divide the coefficient, right? And then the exponent you will subtract, okay? Be careful when you subtract the exponent. Okay, Elaine, what's your answer? Elaine? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you try again? Is your, yeah, are you there? Is your mic working or no? Can't hear your voice. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, it's fine. All right, so I'll ask, how about Marcus? What's your answer for D? Marcus?
The answer? You want the
Yeah.
answer? Hold on, I got negative 5x. Oh wait, hold on. I got 1/5, -5 to 5.
How did you get 1 over?
But isn't it like -5x minus 5?
-5.
Oh no, x yeah, I don't know.
You take the coefficient, divide them first, okay? 10 divided by -2, what's that?
-5.
-5, okay? And then now for the x, the exponent, they need to subtract each other, right?
Wouldn't that be -5?
You need to write it on the side. -2 subtract what?
-3.
Okay, do you know how to subtract a -3?
Oh, it becomes plus,
Yeah,
so it's -1.
no,
Oh
no.
no, 1.
Yeah, okay, -2 plus a 3, okay? So it becomes 1. So answer should be what?
-5x.
Yeah, okay, -5x to the invisible one, you don't need to do anything, okay? So because your final answer doesn't have negative exponent anymore, right? So you don't need to worry about it. So that's it, okay? You only need to use the negative exponent rule if your final answer still has it, then you try to make it positive at the end. Got it? Okay, let's move on to next one. Okay, question G. Question G, you have an exponent on the outside. So that means you need to share, right? Make it go in. You have 3 things to go in. And it's a mix of coefficient and variable. So remember what to do, okay? Raise your hand when you're done this one, okay? Question G. Okay, should be done by now, okay? You just share in. Okay, Colin, what's your answer for G?
I got -4 A10 B6.
And B6. Okay, now this one, be careful here, right? Because it has bracket, right? So that means everything inside needs to carry a negative. Sorry, everything inside must carry the square, okay? So inside you have 3 things. You have the -2, the A5, B3, okay? So if you do it slowly and show the step, it will look like that. And then each one has a square, square, square. So if that's what you were having in mind, -2 should times itself again. So -2 times -2 should become what, Colin?
Oh, 4.
Yes, okay, so be very careful here. The negative also gets repeated, okay, if it's square inside the bracket, right? So your answer should be +4, A10, B6. Okay, last one here, J. Oh, J is not last one, second last one. So same thing here, we have 4 things to share. Okay, so once again, when you're finished, please raise your hand. Question J. This one doesn't have any negative, okay? Should be pretty easy. Should be done in less than a minute, right? Still 4 people not done yet. Angela, Brandon, Harry, Marcus, any questions?
No.
Okay. Raise your hand when you finished. Brandon, Harry. Okay, Harry, what's your answer?
20 t to the power of 7.
20.
Oh, that one? Oh,
No, question
my
J.
bad. 27 m to the power of 6 over 8 n to the power of 6.
6.
6.
Why?
Sorry, my bad. 9.
9. Okay, n. Yeah, it's n to the 9. Okay, so exponent you multiply. Okay, do not add them up when they're next to each other. Okay, and last one, m. So m, if you look carefully here, we have a square on the outside, right? So this one will go in, okay? So that's something similar to question G, right? Look at G, right? And then after you share n, they have multiplying on the top. So you figure out the top first, and then you divide it by the bottom, okay? So a little bit more work to do here. So I'll give you 2 minutes to work on this one. Okay, raise your hand when you're done. So for M, I will just ask for final answer and then see if you have the same, okay? Still working on it? Okay, are you guys ready to go over? All right, let's get some answers. Amanda, what's your answer look like? Just final answer.
5t to the power of 7 over s to the power of 9.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, how about yours? Chris,
Yeah,
what's your answer?
I got the same thing as Amanda.
Exact the same.
I don't know if mine is right or not. That's why I'll just say my answer. I
It's
got
the same, right?
5s 5t7.
5s to the 5t7. So no denominator.
I
Yeah.
think I did it wrong.
No, I don't know. I don't know the answer. Okay, that's the truth. I'm just collecting answers. Anyone else? Evan, what's your answer look like?
I got the same as Amanda's.
Oh, okay. First one. Waylon
I got the same.
as
Amanda.
Amanda. Okay. Okay. Let's go over. Okay. Step by step. First, we'll share in the square. Okay. So that will make it 4s to the negative 4t squared. All right. And then the other part, I'll just copy it for now. And be careful when you write s, right? Because s is gonna look like a 5 if you don't write it clearly, right? And then you confuse yourself. So far, okay? And then we're going to multiply the top together. So that will make it 20 s to the negative 7. Because you add the exponent, t to the 4. Anyone has questions so far? And bottom, I'm just copying. Okay, so now we want to do dividing, right? So 20 divided by 4, that will give us a 5. And then for s, you need to subtract the exponent, right? So negative 7 subtract 2. Be careful when you do the integers, right? Negative 9. And then t to the 4 subtract negative 3. Subtract a negative, become plus, right? So make it 7. So now because your final answer still has a negative exponent, so now you can think about, okay, to make a negative exponent become positive, you need to flip it to the other side, okay? So that's why answer will become this one. Okay, so remember the negative exponent, okay, you just look at it, use it at the end when you need to make it become positive, okay? During the steps, you probably don't need to use it, okay? Otherwise, you get too much flipping, you'll get confused, right? So your homework will be similar to these questions. Make sure you have these by your side when you're doing homework. Make sure you flip it back, okay? And leave me a message if you have any question about the homework, if you or something you are not sure. Okay, so enjoy your weekend now, right? I will see you guys next week. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.